All right, what's up, my peoples? Welcome back to the channel. I might change this to SGO vlogs, and I'll tell you why at the end. Check out my new goggles that I got. I got some new glasses and stuff like that. So we're about to go on a ride. If you guys can see, we're gonna go on a little drive and discuss the title in the video. I haven't started the car in a good minute. But the tail lights and the spoiler just wraps everything together. It's looking amazing. Now I'm just waiting for the sleepy eye. I'm not sure when that'll be shipped, but I should get a notification. I think it's almost been a month, but the night drive kit is what I bought, and the guy makes it locally, I guess. I'm not too sure, but he runs his business out of his home, I guess. But the delay is expected. I'm not too worried about that. Just imagine if that was just jump, 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 jump. That'd be amazing. But you guys know that the engine modifications are going to wait a good minute. That's pretty much it. Let me go ahead and mount you guys here so that we can talk about the title of this video. Let's see, let's turn it down a little bit more. All right, there you go. Let's turn it down a little more. Right there. There we go. So, gotta warm up a little bit more. And the I don't know if you guys saw, but I have it on blocks, or like on a 2x6 or 2x8. My e-brake doesn't really grab that well, and yeah, my drive is a little bit on the incline, so I have to put that so I don't risk my first gear going out and finding the vet all up in my flowers over there. So we're going to go ahead and put in the maps and turn on the AC too. That's the good thing about this car, the AC works. So we're going to go ahead and put on the maps, not the maps. All right. All right, it's warmed up pretty good. All right. So the title of the video is which one is better. We'll talk about different categories. I've owned both the C5. See, that's the noise. That was weird. I'm gonna record it too. I don't know what that noise is, and I'm glad I caught it on camera. Let me stop right here, see if it does it again. What is that noise, dude? Huh. If you guys know what that noise is, let me know. Alright, so you guys know I've owned both the 5th gen. I've owned, I think, including my V6, I think I've owned 4 5th gen Camaros. They've always been my favorite and the most affordable for me. I never wanted to get anything over 25 $1,000 loan on a whatever car that I would get. People that get loans for 30 or 50 or 60 are just, that's not my thing. They are built different. I'm not built like that. I don't like to have any debt. At the moment I have zero, which is what my goal was, and then obviously I have my house, but that's not a depreciating asset, so I don't consider that as a debt. But everything else, no credit card, no car, no nothing. I don't have anything. I'll use the I'll use like my credit card for gas only, and I immediately pay it like the week after. I just don't like, I don't know, having debt rubs me. Just I'm not saying, you know, I'll never have debt in my life ever again, but I like to not have it. It just stresses me out. I don't know what that sound is, bro. But anyways, and then I've owned two C5. This is my second C5. I initially wanted a C6, but it was a little bit out of my budget, and I didn't want to spend or get another loan or anything. But let's talk about the first obvious one is the year of both cars that I've had. I've had an 02, and this is a 99. Oh look, there's a C5 up there, and that's a decision that you're gonna have to take. If you want old Chevy plastic, sounds everywhere, and you don't want that, the C5 is not for you. Of course, people don't get a C5 because of the interior, but I know a lot of people get annoyed with plastic and just a very outdated interior. The 5th gen is not a huge upgrade, but it's a pretty good upgrade. I mean, I had the 2SS, and I loved everything about the interior of the 5th gen. I'm an old soul in well, I'm not even that young anymore. I'm about to turn 27, but I'm still pretty young. I like just old things. It just reminds me of like the good days, you know. And that's just me though. But I mean, if I could afford a nice interior, I would get it. If I could afford a 6th gen Camaro with, you know, one of the nicest interiors, or a C5, I mean a ZL1 with a nice interior, I would definitely do it. But I try to live below my means, and you know, look at that, there's another C5. What's up, dude? And but that's just, you know, what I do. And so that's something that you're gonna have to you know, decide on your you know, yourself, if you want something that's a little more outdated and things like that. So that's something that you're gonna have to choose yourself. I don't really care, as long as the car performs and I get the performance that I want out of it. I don't really look for it as anything for comfort. And then now number 2, which is the looks. The looks is kind of a tie. I like both the C5 and the 5th gen Camaro. The C5 aged very nice. Like, it still looks modern, and that's one of the things that I love about the C5. It looks really modern for it being a 99. Now for the 5th gen Camaro, I always like the muscle look of a Camaro because, and this is my opinion, I feel like whenever they went over to the 6th gen, it looked more of a sports car instead of a muscle car. It looked a lot more sporty instead of, you know, American muscle. But that's just my opinion. And as far as the looks, I think I would give it a tie. But just my opinion, both of them look great, and I would take any of them any day. All right, now let's talk about power and power to weight ratio, right? The 5th gen Camaro is close to 4,000 pounds. My 5th gen guys always like to say that the Dodge, the Hellcat, and the Charger are boats, but you guys are pretty darn close with the 5th gens. I mean, it's almost 4,000 pounds. with the driver. If you know he weighs anything from 170 to 200 pounds, if they weigh more, then you guys are considered a boat. The C5 only weighs about 3,300 pounds from what I've read, so they're very, very light. So people don't know, and people don't know the power to weight ratio. This one is a 99, so it came out very early, late 1900s, and it came with 350 horsepower and I believe 350 foot-pounds of torque. I might have my numbers wrong, but it's somewhere in there. And then the 5th gen, obviously the LS3, the manual, came with 426, 420 or 430 torque. So there's a difference in power, but for the C5, stock for stock, I believe the C5 would still beat a 5th gen Camaro. Now, if you mod both of them, I still think the C5 would outperform the 5th gen. Unless, the 5th gen has, a really great build, like a 391 gears, heads, cam, package, intake, full exhaust. It can hang in there. But if you do the same thing with the C5, heads, cam, intake, full exhaust, I feel like especially on the track, the C5 would still outperform the 5th gen. On a straight line, it would be a very, very close race in my opinion. I don't know, because I've never raced one before, but they are so light that with 450, 460 wheel, this thing is a rocket. That's why I want to wait and do a heads cam build in the future, or just go supercharger route, because mod for the amount of money that I'm going to spend, I might as well get a supercharger, and you're going to get more horsepower per dollar. So on performance wise, I like the durability of the LS3 that the 5th gen had, but the LS1 is the OG. I mean, that's the king of all S's. It was the first one that was introduced. People are LS1 swapping everything, and as far as durability, I would give it to the LS3, because that's what they chose to go with the ZR1 in the 6th generation, I believe. Instead of going with the LS7 and the supercharger, they went with the LS3 with the supercharger, which is instead of the LS9. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I know. And then so that one is I'm leaning a little bit more towards the C5, just because of the weight to power ratio and the aerodynamics on the track, things like that. I would edge it to the C5. So whenever people tell me, oh, you went from 550 horsepower crank to 380 horsepower crank, you made a mistake or whatever. But people don't realize weight to power ratio is such a big factor in racing and track and everything. But that's why I wanted to build a C5 again, because I never actually built a C5 the way I wanted it. This is coming along how I want it, and I don't want to get rid of it. But if anything happens where I have to fund a business, do other things financially, I have no problem selling it. But as for right now, the plans are to do a heads cam or supercharger next year, or at the end of this year. So that's that. What other keys do I want to talk about? Let's see. Let's talk about price. The price is a little similar on both. I've seen 5th gens anywhere from 50 up to 120,000 miles go for 17 to 23,000 in that price range. I've seen C5s for the similar mileage go for about that same price. So as far as price, you're just gonna have to look and search on which one you want to buy and negotiate. So I got this for $14,000 cash, and I only pay $80 in insurance. So it's not a bad deal for me, and I'm loving the experience with the C5 all over again. So at the end of the day, it's going to be which one you want to build, and all the keys that I've mentioned in this video is which one you're going to lean towards. So if this video helped, comment below, and if you were stuck in this dilemma on which one you were going to buy, let me know in the comment section below which one you chose and why. So thank you guys for watching. This video was just comparing both of them, and if I ever get a chance to race a cammed Gen Camaro when my motor is built, I would be excited to do that and show you guys what I'm talking about when it comes to weight to power ratio. It could be a close race because, like I said, the LS1 doesn't really provide much power to begin with, but I feel like the platform of the C5, which is lighter, would you know, give a 5th gen a pretty good run for its money. So let me know what you guys think, and what you have, and I will be interested in reading all the comment sections, or I'll be reading the comment section, and it'll be interesting. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And also, like I mentioned in the first part of the video, I might change this to SGO vlogs because I just want to expand on what I do on this channel, you know. I just want to do a lot more on this channel than just cars, or just my builds. So we'll see what happens, but thank you guys for staying to the end of the video. Please like and share if you guys want, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.